Hello, hello, hello. It is Winning Wednesday. Happy Wednesday, everyone. I cannot believe we are halfway through 2026, and it's been a hot minute since I've been live. So we are back. We are so back. We've had so much happening in the community in the last literally 12 months, and I have a really, really special person coming forward today to share her story. But before we get into the details and the nitty-gritty, if you're tuning in live with us, say hey, say hello, hey, say hey, what's up? Let us know where you're tuning in from. And if you're watching the replay, go ahead and comment hashtag replay. And we want to thank you so much for tuning in with us. I'm excited because I haven't been doing this in a while, and I usually call this Women Wednesday. And we're spotlighting women that are absolutely crushing it and winning in our New Rich Collective, which is a community of women who have decided that they want more for themselves, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, financially. We know that there's so much happening right now in the world where people are just feeling a tug to own their own time, create no limits to their income, be able to travel, have more freedom. And so we're doing all of that in this community. And I have one story to share with you today that absolutely, I mean, I'm not surprised, but I'm very excited because her story is really incredible, especially because her and I started off as strangers, complete strangers on the internet. Probably, you're on the other side watching this, you're probably a stranger too. And so I wanted to bring Shanaaz to this go live today to highlight her wins and her achievements and her story and her milestones that she's been able to create inside this community. So, Shanaaz, say hello and what's up to the people.
Hello. Hi, people. So happy to be here. Thank you for having me, Natalie. It's
Of
long awaited.
course,
We've been trying to get together, but of course, we're busy making things happen. So glad
literally.
to do it. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, amazing. So, we're going to dive right in. I want you to share a little bit about who you are and how we even got here. Like, let's start
Yeah.
from the very beginning.
Yeah, for sure. I just newly turned 40 6 months ago. In my head, it's still new. But yeah, I have two daughters. I live in Ontario. I work full time for a telecommunications company. I'm married. And I have a lot of responsibilities, just like everybody out here. And that's kind of and I tried so many different things. So essentially, I work a 9 to 5 now, but that wasn't always the case. I dabbled in a bunch of things, real estate investing. And for a while, I decided, I want to quit my job and open an indoor playground. So, I definitely tried it all. For a while, I was a ballroom dancing teacher. That's like a passion of mine. So that was fun to be able to do that, but not conducive to having two small children. So,
Mhm.
yeah, there was a lot of things that just it held me down when it came to, the amount of money that I could make, the amount of time that I had to put into these things, the just the just the effort that it took to not make enough money, really, to be honest. Like that's really what it came down to, right?
Yeah.
And then of course I went from doing all of that to looking online. I'm like, okay, let me just see. It seems like people are making money out here. Why can't I do that? So, I started scrolling and started trying to figure out if there was something that I could do. I tried Amazon drop shipping. I tried what's it called? Shopify. I
Mhm.
tried few different things. There was one in particular that I got into years ago, and it ended up being a scam, lack of a better word. I definitely lost a few $1,000s there. That was no fun. So
Wow.
coming across like numerous people trying to get me into their opportunity or like telling me about the next biggest thing or next get rich quick scheme
Mhm.
was really tough. And I honestly just wanted to like give up on that and go get like a part-time job somewhere,
Hmm.
right?
I know.
But
I
there's,
find that
you
that is
know,
like the the easier option, right? Because you
yeah,
hear so many people have two, three jobs. I had two, three jobs.
yeah,
You when you hear multiple streams of income, at least this was me. I thought that meant multiple jobs,
100%.
and not realizing that like no, you're still limiting yourself. There's only one of you, only 24 hours in the
Mm-hmm.
day, so you're always going to be capped.
Yeah,
And not to mention, let's not even get into talking about now you're getting taxed like two to three times on top of that. So
yeah, yeah,
let's dive into a little bit about how you found me
yeah,
because if you're watching this live, like I said, or you're here watching the replay, she was a complete stranger, literally a little less than 12 months ago.
Yep.
So tell them how we met, tell
Yeah,
them the
I was
process and how this all unfolded.
for sure. Like I was scrolling on Instagram, of course, at my wit's end with like all these different offers. And then I saw Natalie's post pop up, and it was of her like sitting on a beach chair and she had her laptop out and, she pulled in, 50K that month or something. And I was like, ah, yeah, yeah. Like, sure she did, right? Like, I don't know who this stranger is. But anyway, her things kept, because I watched that video, of course, the algorithm's like watching you like a hawk. So her stuff
Hmm.
kept coming up, and I'm like, okay, something's resonating here. Like, I went on her page, started looking, like, okay, she seems like a real person. Kind of did the stalking a little bit, and then I was like, "Ugh, okay, you know what? Let me reach out. And I did. I reached out. Of course, she got back to me pretty promptly. And then it was like, okay, let's get to know each other. I filled out a questionnaire, kind of went from there. And then it came down to her giving me some information. I took it in, I watched it, and I was like, okay, you know what? Let's try to book a call and see if it's for me because it was to meet Natalie essentially. So I'm like,
Hmm.
okay, let's book the call. Booked it, ready to go. Natalie is sending me follow up just to make sure that I'm on the call. I'm ready to go. I've watched the information, and that's as simple as it was going to be.
Hmm.
Probably like the same day, the morning I woke up, I'm like, I'm not doing this. Canceled the call, didn't want to talk to anybody. I'm like, she's gonna be some like AI robot person
Oh
that
my goodness.
is definitely gonna take all my money that I don't have. So I'm like, okay, this is not gonna happen. So of course, Natalie, I got a message from her saying, it's too bad we couldn't connect, that sort of thing. Maybe, I don't know, Nat, like a couple days later, I don't
Yeah,
even know
literally
how
within a
long it
week.
was. Yeah, like maybe a week later, I reached back out and I explained to her why I felt this way because in that week, things just started to like come down on me. I'm like, I don't know what my plan is. Like I know where I need to get. I know how much more money I need to make a month, but I didn't have a plan for this. And
Hmm.
I felt like if I didn't do something about it,
Hmm.
nothing was going to happen.
Yeah.
I'm like in 2 weeks, weeks, a month, a year from now, I'd be in the same spot. So
Hmm.
I'm like, you know what? Let me just have this call and see where it can go. Who knows? So I
Hmm.
did. I rebooked it with her. Luckily, she took me back and she's like, she's like, yes, of course, you can have your call. And we booked it. And honestly, the rest was history. Like we had a wonderful, like, I don't know, 2 hour conversation.
Yes.
It was definitely longer than it's supposed to be. But I had such a great time just getting to know her, her getting to know me, and then I just really felt comfortable enough to, take the leap and get into something that really I had no experience doing.
Hmm.
Um, but I felt like Natalie made me feel like I could really tackle this and
I
take it
love
on.
that.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
what's really cool, and drop some fire emojis, some hearts if you're feeling this, if you're resonating and you can relate, because we have such a huge community and we're a big part of what we do is online marketing, right? Like we're literally building a personal brand and a business, and we're always attracting and connecting and meeting new people on the internet all the time.
yeah,
And what was really cool was that I know one of the things that you had messaged me about was like, I just need you to guarantee me that this is not a scam and that I'm going to be able to make my money back. And, because it's a
yep,
business. They're like,
yep,
just like with every and any business, there is an investment. And I find that that is usually where people get a little bit uncomfortable because business is new for them.
yep,
But what's really cool is when I got on that call, well, I think I had responded and I was like, well, I can't make any guarantees, but what I can guarantee you is a return on your investment at the very
yep,
least. But I know
yep,
that we did get on that call and we did talk about all of that. And you went all in and got started with our biggest package, the quad, which is really the
yep,
money maker for people that really want to go all the way in and make the most money right away. And so you got started and you got onboarded and then you started to launch. And then, like, what started happening after that? Like, let's maybe share a little bit about how the actual results started pouring in because they poured
yeah.
in for you.
Yeah, within the first week, right? It was within the first 1 to 2 weeks. I'm like,
Yeah,
okay, so I've made that, like she said, I made the biggest investment that I possibly could. I am definitely a go in. What is it?
all
100 or
in.
all
Hmm.
in or
All
nothing
or
at all.
nothing. Yeah.
So I'm like, I'm definitely like that with most things, but in particular this one, I'm like, yeah, if I'm gonna be doing the same amount of work, right? Well, then why wouldn't I just, why wouldn't I just do
Yes.
it? So anyway, I took the leap, and definitely the next morning I woke up and thought, what did I do?
Yes.
100%. I'm like, that's the most insane thing that I've ever, why would I do that? Anyway, I followed, and at this point I really had to lean on Natalie because I was like, okay,
Mhm.
well, tell me what to do. What do we need
Mhm.
to start doing? And of course, there was great training, onboarding. I got everything that I needed. And within the first 2 weeks, I was
Mhm.
able to, I think, make 2,500 in and around
Mhm.
there. And then that quickly just kind of snowballed. And
Mhm.
that's the nature of this business, to be honest.
Yeah,
It keeps going
exactly.
as long as your momentum's there. And mine was definitely there. Remember,
Mhm.
I needed to get my return on that investment. And I also had a lot of things that I had going on personally that I wanted to take care of course, financially at that
Mhm.
time.
Yeah.
So, yeah, so that was my momentum, brought it to, the next 5 weeks. That ended up bringing me, I think, about 10 grand in my first 5 weeks.
Mhm.
I've never seen that kind of money in just over a month. Like, I
Wow.
don't know what everybody else does for a living, but for me, that is not what I was making per month.
Yeah.
And knowing that that's something that could continually happen was like life changing, like that in
Yeah.
itself, right? It just kept me so motivated and kept going. And then in saying that, that was what, last July, I think
Mhm.
last summer. And
Mhm.
that took us all the way till now. And we've been able to grow that to close to 20K.
Yeah.
So
That's
yeah, so that's,
amazing.
yeah, and it's just from that momentum and following the coaching, following the blueprint,
Yes. I was just
having
gonna
like
say that.
masses behind me, because
Mhm.
I didn't have the experience, but we have so many people that do, right? You guys know what
Mhm.
you're doing, and you're helping us do it. So
Yeah.
yeah,
So two things, ladies, is she literally started her business for zero money down. Okay. So she didn't even use her own money to start her business. Nothing came out of her own pocket, which is
didn't
what
even
is,
mention that. Sorry.
I know. No, that's okay. I didn't mention it either. And I was like, this is crazy because um you can literally start a business today for zero money down if you qualify, okay? Because it's like not everyone qualifies. You have to speak with one of us if you want to see if you qualify. But zero money down to start, okay, which means you literally have a business from day one. You have an offer, you have the product, you have the marketing system, the support, the mentorship, the coaching, everything literally built into one. And you can start earning money before any money comes out of your own pocket, which is exactly what
And
happened
that's
for
what
Shanaaz.
happened. Yes,
Yeah. So you
absolutely. I
started
had
for
a
zero
full, like,
down.
what was it, 2 months, 2 full months
Yeah.
of nothing out of my pocket, and I had already made income. So that was,
Yes,
yeah, that was insane.
exactly. And so then that meant that whatever she was making, and honestly, good business, smart business, you always want to focus on getting a return on your investment very first and foremost. So the money you do earn in the beginning of your business is totally yours to do whatever you want. I recommend, again, smart business, savvy business women know you want to take care of that return on your investment. That way, everything after that is literally profit, right? So literally within like 3 to 4 months, she got that return on her investment. And then with what we spent our time doing was now showing other women how to do the exact same thing. Because what's really great about our business model is everything you do from day one compounds over time, and you're literally multiplying your efforts, which is how you're going to be able to earn leveraged income, which is residual and passive income that you're not necessarily trading your time and your effort for, but that's income that's coming in whether you're even online or not, right? So that was what was really cool. And then let's talk about, okay, so the year is coming to an end, and now you have a home-based business, you have a team of women who are you're supporting, you've got income coming in. What happened next?
Yeah. So what's the dreaded thing everyone's waiting for? As soon as that year's over, you're like, okay, tax time's coming, right? You're like,
Yes.
okay, I gotta, Christmas bills, all the things that to be honest, I was feeling a little bit more confident because of course now I have this business. I have something that I felt like was mine finally.
Hmm.
And just knowing that, like, there's no cap, there's no
Yeah.
quotas, there's no nothing that I have
Yes.
to do, right? It's just my business and I can make it what I need it to be as quick
Hmm.
as possible, as slow as possible. I was able to take time and actually like spend it with my family during Christmas and not
Yes.
have to worry that like my momentum would slow down or anything like that. And once we jump back into the new year, and then, of course, like I said, very quickly, tax time shows up knocking at your door. And
Hmm.
I remember when Natalie and I first talked, that was one of the big things, right? Is that now you have a home-based business. You are your
Yeah.
brand. This is a marketing business, an online marketing business, online digital franchise. So
Yeah.
that gets you a lot of tax write-offs.
Yes, it
So once
does.
I, yeah, so once I started looking into that and, got my trusty little spreadsheet and started to track everything and get all my write-offs together, I took it to the accountant and,
Hmm.
lo and behold, I was like, oh my God, I've never received a refund like this before. And
Yeah.
remember, I've done other businesses and stuff. And yeah,
Mhm.
I don't, to be really honest with you, I think the whole business thing was traumatic to begin with. So I don't even remember what I got back on taxes at that
You
time.
blacked out.
I blocked it out. But what I do know is that this return, I will not forget because
Yeah.
I essentially started a business a few months ago and was able to now with the profit that I made plus my in my mind, massive return. I
Hmm.
was able to get rid of my investment completely. Literally, I'm in profit for life now because of it.
Yes.
And it's great when I talk about write-offs. This business is ours. We are the brand. So essentially, you're able to write off a lot of things, right?
Yes.
We have accountants that are experts at it. So, of course, they'll help you along the way. But essentially, you're able to write off, the clothes you buy, the trips you go on, the business dinners that you're taking,
Hmm. Hmm.
all your vehicle, your rent,
Yes.
your internet, your phone, all the things that help you with your business, you get to write off
Hmm.
a portion of it. So
Hmm.
that really helps because everybody needs a tax write-off and most of us don't have it. So
Yeah.
that was a huge thing for me.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
so you got substantial income back. And then
Yeah.
the business savvy, smart woman that you are, tell everyone what you did with your tax refund. Because I was like, girl, you are so smart. That's so amazing that you were able to do that. So you got your
Yeah.
tax refund. What was that able to do for you?
Yeah, so with the tax refund, I was actually able to a couple things, which is nice, right?
Yes.
Wasn't just all in one place. One, yes, of course, my investment for the business, and
Yep.
then most importantly, we actually have. I mentioned that I went into real estate investing a little while ago.
Hmm.
Unfortunately, due to COVID, you guys know what the housing market's like now. It's terrible if you don't know. I have a condo that is just draining the bank account every month,
Mm.
right? Like just like out of pocket, tons of
Wow.
money. So I'm like, you know what? This would be great to have the next, 9 to 10 months, the next year even covered from my tax
Hmm.
return. So I literally
Hmm.
took that money, did what I had to do with it, took the rest of it, and now it's just sitting in an account.
So
And
smart.
every single month, my investment that I made in real estate is completely covered.
That's amazing.
So
Congrats.
yeah, like
Congrats on
I
that.
took this business and it actually helped my other business too, which is
Listen, that
amazing.
is so
Yeah.
smart because I feel like that's what. So I'm going to tell you, ladies, if you're watching this with us right now, success loves clues, leaves clues, okay? And I'm going to tell you, I'm going to give you some clues into success just through Shanaz's stories and through countless women in our community stories. But she was really, really coachable when she started. She didn't come in here thinking she knew everything. She's done businesses before, so she definitely had that right to come in with that kind of mindset, but she didn't. And so she was very, very coachable. She was willing to learn and she was really hungry, which unfortunately we can't teach you how to be hungry. You're either like really driven and really want it for yourself or you don't, right? We're here to meet you 110%, meet you halfway, but you have to really want it for yourself. But what was also really amazing is that she had an investor mindset. And I think this is what separates a lot of women from being an investor to being scared of investing in themselves in a business because they're conditioned and programmed to be consumers, right? Let me buy things, let me spend money on my bills, let me think about the money going out instead of money going out to bring money back in, right? So she saw this business as an investment. She looked at the numbers and saw what was possible in terms of as a return. And then instead of spending her tax refund, she invested it into her real
Yep.
estate. So,
Yeah.
ladies, if you're sitting on a tax return right now, put tax in the comments. If you haven't done your taxes yet, put tax in the comments. We can definitely help you do that. And what you're really gonna want to do with that tax refund is use it as seed to invest in a business. Because that's what's really gonna give you a return and really just help alleviate a lot of the financial pressure that a lot of women are feeling right now. Because if you're living paycheck to paycheck, if you're capped at your job or your corporate work, if you haven't taken a vacation in years, if you're not really spending a lot of time with your family, and you're just feel like life is passing you by and you're seeing all these women like Shanaaz winning online, let me tell you, you're capable and it's possible for you too, because a lot of us did not have any business background, marketing experience. We're not saleswomen. We are just regular women who desired more for ourselves, decided to do something despite it being uncomfortable, despite the fear. And this is the result of that leap of faith, right?
Yeah,
And
yeah,
so I want you to leave everyone, Shanaz, with a few words of encouragement
yeah.
and um just like, hindsight 2020, like what are some words that you would leave someone that's watching this that really wants to take that leap, wants to bet on themselves, has some questions, is skeptical perhaps, doesn't fully maybe even believe in themselves? Like, what are some words of wisdom that you want to leave with the women watching right now?
Absolutely. Like what I will say is in the information in this particular opportunity is free. No one's
Mhm.
charging you for this information. This is not a course that you're purchasing. This is not anything like that.
Mhm.
All we're asking is if you honestly, for even just for me, I told you already, I was skeptical about this.
Mhm.
And when I just kind of put that aside for a second and said, well, one, I have a goal. Do I have a plan to get there? That's a question that you kind of need to ask yourself and probably ask yourself every day.
Yeah.
Um, and if the answer is no, well, then just look for it. We're not saying that this is the opportunity because it may not be.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, if you find anything and anything that Natalie said or anything that I've said in this whole thing, it's we are real people. Okay.
Yeah.
Natalie's a real person. I have met her. I'm a real person. And honestly, it's one of those things where it's like if you have any feeling in you that you want to do more, okay, you
Mhm.
need to have more, you want to provide more,
Mhm.
just get the information. Honestly,
Yes.
reach out to myself, reach out to Natalie. Let's just have a conversation. Like
Yeah.
I said, our information is 100% free. And
Mhm.
at the very least, you're going to walk away learning something, right?
Yes.
Learning that there's
Yes.
something else out there for anybody to be able to do.
I love that.
And yeah, and we can help in whatever capacity you come in at, right?
Exactly.
So there's an option for everybody. I feel like anyone can really do this as long as you want to do it.
Mhm.
And for me, like lately, I'm like, I'm finally feeling like the person that I always felt like I was, right?
Wow.
Like, and that's a really
That's
real
so
thing.
powerful.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because sometimes it's in your head. You're a bad,
Badass
what.
woman, period.
Yeah, you know that you are, but for whatever reason, it's like you just lose it, right? Like
Yeah.
everything takes it away from you, and you're like, man, like how can I find it again? And to be honest, like being in this community, and
Hmm.
it really is what it is. A community
Yeah.
helps each other. They rely on each other. They're there for each other, and that's what this is. So it's really nice. And I've never been a community person, for sure. I told Natalie this, and now that I am a part of it, I'm thankful to be because
Hmm.
it just gives you a little bit more confidence to know that you're surrounded by people that have that same mindset. It gives you that little boost, right? Like you're not the only one here. You don't have to do this alone.
Yes.
And yeah, like I said, I'm finally getting back to feeling like that because I'm
I
finally
love
able to
that.
help and find other women that
Yeah.
are doing the same or want to at least do
Amazing.
the same. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Well, we are literally kicking off six-figure summer.
yep.
Congratulations again on all your achievements. And I know
Thank
you hit a
you.
promotion while all of this was happening. You're earning four times the payout now, and you're actually literally on your way to hitting five times the payout real quick. But you're not stopping there. You're literally
Nope.
going all in this month. We have some insane promotions to help people get there in a fraction of the time. And so, yeah, we're kicking off six figures. If anything we've said resonates, you have questions, you want to have a conversation, drop six-figure summer in the comments. We will reach out, we'll have a conversation, we'll book you in for a call. We'd love to connect, and we're excited because we're committed to obviously setting ourselves up and our family up for future generations, quite
Mhm.
frankly, but we're also in the business of building women and building a community, and that's what the New Rich Collective is here for.
Yep.
So yeah, thank you so much, Shanaz, for taking
No
the time to
problem.
be here with me. Thank you for
Thank you
watching
so much.
live. We
Yes.
will be back with so many more of these, so I look forward to seeing you all here again soon.
Thank you guys. Bye.